Good morning again, people of the internet. We are here in Providence, Rhode Island again. And we are going to do our Benefit Street walk on this fine January afternoon of about 24 degrees. So where I left off last, in case you were following, I walked up South Water Street over here. And straight ahead is where the 10,000 Suns is. And if you take a left onto Transit Street, it's a relatively gentle hill to walk up. It's kind of a steep hill here at Benefit. So, but yeah, if you walk down South Water, this is a good place to turn around. Here is the Daniel Pierce house. And I suppose his name is Pierce, but that roof is pretty piercing as well. I mean, it might be a coincidence, I'm not sure. Pretty neat house. One of my favorites. This is 1781, I believe. Right. But yeah, you can turn around here or down the hill a ways is Wicked Inn. That's where Benefit Street starts. It's a few older houses down there, mostly mid-1800s. We got the Barker Playhouse here. Pretty cool building. In memory of Henry Ames Barker, friend of the Little Theater from 1886 to 1929. And I suppose this is a newer building, probably from 1929, its dedication. I'll put the exact year up on the screen just to sort of correct that. Tillinghast Burial. This is a cemetery. Rhode Island's famous for their cemeteries. I think, if I remember correctly, they have more cemeteries per capita or something like that. But it's because of places like this. Like it's a little private cemetery. There's a lot of them like that around here. Yeah, so a little bit about Benefit Street. This is one of the earliest main streets of Providence. You had South Water to the left over there, and then up on the hill it's a little bit cleaner, a little less muddy, that type of thing. It's where they started building mansions and some of the earlier residential houses here in Providence. You got little mansions like that, little, not really little. But yeah, today the plan is to walk up Benefit. We're probably not going to do the entire street. We might turn around. I think we're going to turn up on Meeting, head up the hill, and we're going to end up at a really cool spot. Definitely a must-go spot. There's John Street. John Street actually continues up that way. Mansion. Yeah, definitely one of the cooler places to walk in Providence. Don't overlook Benefit Street. One of the oldest streets in the country if you consider the amount of historical buildings. Oh, there is a bit of a mix, like right around here. These are newer like triple-decker style apartment buildings. Pardon me. Just trip there a little bit. Just watch your step. Yeah, you're gonna want to watch your step on this street because a lot of the sidewalks are brick and some of it is slate. I presume some of these pavements are old. They've been here for a while. We have 1798 here, William Ashton House. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an expert by any means, but I do a little bit of research and there's some things I know. So what I do mostly is just point things out that I think are cool. Dexter House, 1790. If I do know more about it, I'll let you know. Beautiful mansion here. I believe this is the William Street intersection. In a previous walk, I went to the Slate Park, which is on the end of Williams there. It's where Roger Williams presumably first landed here. This is the Daniel Smith house. This is actually interesting. House was originally built in 1750 on Chalkstone Ave, which is on the northwestern part of the city, probably more northern than western. It was moved here in 1982. I always find that fascinating, the way they move places. There's actually a couple examples of that I know of up here on the walk today, I'll point out, but I always find it amazing that they're able, even, you know, modern times, it's still amazing that they move whole structures. It's a wonder of engineering. It's amazing. All right, moving on. Yeah, good stuff. Nice to walk around town. Cool building here, white painted brick. This is from 1826. Good views of downtown from here. One of the benefits, if you will. Honestly, no pun was originally intended, but I can't get around now. On one of the benefits of walking Benefit Street as making that a priority for your Providence visit. Pretty neat. This is the John Brown house. I'll put the dates up on screen. I don't have the date in my head right now. But it was built by the Brown family, but obviously the same Brown family as the Brown University. It's founded by Moses Brown and his brother John Brown, if I am not mistaken. Pretty cool. It's a mansion, unfortunately, built on a fortune of slave trading as well as spices trading with the East India Company. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but it's just a fact. You know, a lot of major cities, a lot of these early colonial cities are built on dark past, unfortunately. Can we talk a little bit about the first John Brown? I'm not sure it's the same John Brown who built the house, to be quite honest, but he established shipping down on Indian Point, which we talked about in a different video. You got Planet here, Planet Street. This is a cool building. It's one of the most photographed buildings here on Benefit. Pretty cool. It's apartments now. A lot of student housing around here. That building straight ahead, that's the Unitarian. The one with the steeple, that is. I'm not really a religious person, but if I'm not mistaken, Unitarian Church is a pretty liberal church. They're accepting of many different people, and I dig that. I definitely appreciate that. Hoping to keep it under 30 today, but we'll see. There's a lot of things to talk about, so I'll try not to stop too much. Yeah, this building was 1816, First Unitarian Church. The John Brown house was built in 1786, and and it's claimed to be the first mansion in the city of Providence. Benevolent Street. Yeah, up there, that's the heart of let's say John Brown again. Brown University behind there. And a lot of those buildings on the streets to the right, they're occupied by Brown. Offices, housing. If you don't know, Brown is a big Ivy League school. It's I don't think it's as old as Harvard, but it's up there in age. It's been here for a long time. The larger house, 1820. We got the Bush and Updike house, 1854. I like houses like that. Really neat looking. Yeah, this is kind of cool too. That looks a little newer. And along here we have a few row houses. They're pretty sweet. These ones are being refitted. Probably into $1 million condos, I have to assume. Some scaffolding here. Let's get out of here. Not great. Carefully across the street here. Very careful. Eliza Ward House, 1814. And to the left, we have the backside of the Providence County Courthouse. It's kind of cool the way they built this. Built into the hill. It looks like the first floor goes into the hill, and this is actually the third floor here up on Benefit. It kind of shows you how steep it is. So I'll point out this house here. This is a resident of one of the first governors, Stephen Hopkins. 10 times governor, apparently, according to this plaque. It's 1743. It's one of the oldest houses on Benefit Street. Oops. Try to avoid getting people into the shot. Hey, it's a city. What can you do? It's a nice block of houses here, row houses again. It reminds me a lot of Boston. This one's called Athenaeum Row. Built in 1844. It's called the Athenaeum Row because of the Athenaeum, which is right here. It's a privately operated place, but it's open to the public. They have like sort of a membership. You can use their library. So it's basically built as a library, but not originally as a public library. But you can still go in there, check it out. It's pretty neat. The Athenaeum was built, or at least established, in 1836. Pretty neat. This is College Street here. Another really cool building built in the hill. This is the, they call it the College Building for RISD, the Rhode Island School of Design. Yeah, how about that? I'm not sure what it was used for originally, but RISD did save a lot of these buildings, or at least they occupied some of the original buildings that were here, which I think is just a dandy thing, you know, save a building. Absolutely, why not? We got Benson Hall here. Memorial Hall here. There's a neat little stairway here. This is a little stairway to get down to You end up at the Ridgely Museum over there. You got the auditorium and the memorial, should I say, the Market Square building. The original City Hall of Providence down there. Nice little stairway. In case you want to walk on the hill. Sometimes it's easier. I guess it's good to mention, if you're walking around Providence, bring your walking legs, because you got a lot of hills here, especially in the historic parts. So just be prepared for that. Can't always be easy. Waterman House, 1828. And there's Waterman Street right there. Wouldn't you know it? As I mentioned before, maybe in a previous video, that a lot of the streets along Benefit, they're named after the previous landowners. They own the way they plan it out, they set up strips of land perpendicular from Benefit and Main Street on and off the hill. So they set up their houses in the shipping centers down the water, closer down here, and they had the farms up in the hill around where Hope Street is today. Alright, I'm going to safely cross the street here. Yeah, views of downtown over there. And this is the back of the oldest, the first Baptist church, or at least the first congregation in the United States, established by a Roger Williams. Maybe you heard of him. If you haven't, then well, you don't know anything about Rhode Island. Now, this is a cool little street. This is Thomas. The fleur-de-lis building's down there. You can see it in the corner. I'll post a picture. Really cool building. It's definitely worth walking by. It's a little bit out of our walking path today, so we're not going to do that. This is Angel here. Angel becomes Thomas, which I believe becomes Washington Place, and it enters downtown. I do have a lock signal, just so you know. Thank you. Yeah. A couple of row houses. The White House. Not the White House, the White House. Yeah. Yeah, so we're approaching the other end of Benefit. There's a lot of cool things down here. Yeah, this guy's way, I think. I'm gonna carefully look. Alright, so there's an interesting building over here, built in the Gothic style. This is the Providence Arsenal. It was built in 1836 for, headquarters for military operations, as well as storing of arsenal materials, weapons and such. Pretty interesting. Yeah, when the military moved out around that time, they decided to save the building, repair it, so it looks pretty cool. There's Meeting Street here. So I think, yeah, about Meeting Street, this is where I'd like to turn around and head up the hill. But if you go further down the street here, you'll end up at the, let's say behind that gray building, there's a brick building. That's the back of the old State House. And I'll post a picture of the front right here. And then if you look straight ahead there, down Meeting Street, that's Park Place. And that's where the train station is. So if you wanted, you could walk up this hill. And I would suggest either walking down Benefit Street some more here, or turning around here like I'm going to do, which you will. And again, this is pretty steep, so should bring your walking legs, as I said. But I like walking up here because it's interesting views. I always like this red house here. It's brick and red. Yeah, there's still a little bit more to see down Benefit if you walked all the way down. It doesn't really lead anywhere. It leads to Only Street intersection and where Whole Foods is. Yeah. Their birds are chirping. Man, they taught us in school that birds, they migrated for the winter. They're still here. What's up with that? Yeah, this is one of those spots where it's too steep to build roads for cars, so they just preserve the stair here. Whew. Yeah, in Meeting Street, they it goes all the way up here, all the way up to College Hill. I'm winded, very winded. Beautiful view though. All right, we are back. We're just back where we came from here. We just got off of Meeting Street. We're now on Condon Street here. And we're gonna continue to walk northerly towards north. But yeah, so yeah, Meeting Street was one of the original streets going up the hill. They call it Meeting Street because that's where the politicians, they would walk down Meeting Street and end up at the old State House. Yeah, we're coming up on a special place over here on the right, Prospect Terrace. Still a little winded. All right, let's walk down here. Yeah, Prospect Terrace. This park was dedicated in 1939 and is the final resting place of Roger Williams. Get some really awesome views up here. Wow. Yeah, right through the trees there, that's downtown Providence. You see the steeple there, that's the old Baptist church, the First Baptist Church. Downtown, behind those condo buildings, Providence Place, there it is there. You see the very top of the dome of the Providence Amtrak station. And you can't really see the trees, but we'll get another perspective. The Rhode Island State Capitol. Straight ahead is the memorial for Roger Williams, and that is a statue of him right there. It's funny, somebody actually cut his fingers off some years back, which they since then repaired it. We'll try to get a shot from Prospect Street as well. It's actually pretty impressive from down there. I think we may walk down there and get a nice shot on the way back. Yeah, was it 1939? Yeah, that's where they dedicated this park, and they moved Roger Williams' remains here. When they originally exhumed his grave in 1860, they didn't find many remains. They did find some, but what they did find was a tree root of an old apple tree that presumably was there when he was buried. And the roots grew in the shape of a body, funny enough. They put it on display over at the John Brown House Museum. And eventually they left it here. Here's an impressive view of downtown. And the state capitol there, out back. Pretty neat. I'd say it's definitely worth a walk. Here's Bowen Street on the opposite corner of Prospect Terrace. We're actually gonna do a little exploring here. We're gonna walk down this hill, in which back in the day would have been an extension of Bowen Street. This is a little dangerous, but we're gonna do it anyway because we're crazy. You can see remnants of an old road here. Pretty awesome. Wowzers. Yeah, pretty steep. I'm in someone's driveway right now. But yeah, we end up here on the Prospect Street, which is the street that's directly above Benefit. You see it continues down there. A cool little cobblestone street. Not bad. But we're here for one reason, really. To see Prospect Terrace from below. It's pretty impressive in real life, and I'm hoping it comes out good on camera as well, because I think this is so neat. It's Roger Williams there holding his hand over the city, and that's where his remains are now, including, if I'm not mistaken, the tree root as well. Yeah, pretty neat. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like. Appreciate that you subscribed as well. Yeah, subscribe, thank you. And I hope I inspired you to walk around your city or come to Providence. We're only a short train ride away if you live in Boston, New York even. It's definitely worth a walk.